Shalom, giving all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Uchakudash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great millstone of all well. Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect destined to be saved on the brother Caleb from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, back with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. I always like to open by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, and the real Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, West Africans predominantly, but you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because we as a people have been scattered among all the nations through our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 tells you that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I was reading an article here from Pink News. It says, GoFundMe launched to help trans woman, which is no such thing, trans man, trans person who lost both legs after being thrown under train by a boyfriend. So basically, two sodomites were doing their thing, which is forbidden, according to Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. Man shall not lie with man as he lieth with womankind, So these two men were in a homosexual relationship, and one of them decided to throw the other under a train. This is published on April 20th, right? And it's got the picture here. The victim was interviewed by trans activist Hope Giselle on camera. Right, okay. A crowdfunding appeal has been launched to help a 29-year-old black trans woman who lost both legs, which the reason why I'm doing this video is because this is the terror of the Most High, and that was a judgment pronounced on this person because of their lifestyle. So a crowdfunding appeal has been launched to help a 29-year-old black trans woman who lost both her legs after allegedly being thrown onto a New York City subway tracks by her boyfriend. A statement from the New York City District Attorney confirms that the victim and his boyfriend were at the Fulton Street station in Brooklyn when the man is said to have seen the oncoming downtown train coming and thrown his boyfriend onto the tracks. The victim was rushed to the hospital where both of his legs had to be amputated. He also suffered from fractures to his ribs and a blood clot in his lungs, the statement continues. When the police arrived, they found the man under the train, reports Inter. The man has since taken part in an interview with trans activist Hope Giselle and explains that he was on his way to a gender-affirming appointment when he alleges that he and his boyfriend got into an argument and he threw him onto the tracks. There you can see it says trans man loses both legs after being thrown onto the New York City train tracks by homosexual lover. Speaking to let's read this bit. GoFundMe has been started to assist a trans man who was thrown in front of an oncoming train by his boyfriend after an argument last month, losing both of his legs. The man who, oh, for goodness sakes, forgive me, I just dropped something. Hold on a minute. I guess I'll have to find that afterwards. Sorry about that, I just dropped something. We'll continue reading. The man who wants to remain anonymous reportedly sat with trans activist Hope Giselle on Instagram Live to reveal that he was on his way to a gender-affirming appointment when he and his homosexual lover got into an argument. He clarified to Giselle that he was thrown onto the subway tracks by his 35-year-old boyfriend Christian Valdez that Saturday morning at the Fulton Street station. Authorities rushed the victim to Bellevue Hospital where doctors amputated the lower portions of both the victim's legs. The ex also suffered several rib fractures and a blood clot in their lung, according to a criminal complaint. Prosecutors said that Valdez fled the scene after the attack and then contacted his parole officer and told him what happened. He was arrested on Sunday afternoon. Now, over a month later, an official GoFundMe link has been started to assist the victim's life-changing medical expenses. Now, I'll say this, man. The scriptures say, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Let me pull that one. Hold on. I'll pull this precept. Isaiah 5 verse 20 says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Let's pull this on the screen. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. You know, so we're not supposed to call evil good and good evil. We're not supposed to reward people for doing evil acts that are against the law of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So if someone's doing an evil act pertaining to Leviticus 20 and verse 13, which says, if a man lie also with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. So if the Most High has sanctioned the judgment to go out against somebody who is partaking in an evil act according to the law of the Bible, who are we to then go and reward this person by supporting their GoFundMe and giving them money to offset the Most High's judgment? You know, the Most High sanctioned for this person to be thrown under the train. So it's like I'm still looking for this thing. It annoys me when I lose things. The Most High sanctioned for this person to be thrown under the train, and then you go and pay money for a GoFundMe. Found it good. Pay money for a GoFundMe, right? To basically offset the Most High's judgment. You're basically fighting against the Most High if you do that. So we're not supposed to support wicked causes like that. So let's go back to this. It says, where was I? Gay sends out love and support to the victim. Well, what is love according to the Bible? Let's get that. 1 John 5 verse 3. Because people talk about, oh, but yeah, God is love. God is love. There's no scripture in the Bible that says God is love. There's actually a scripture which says the Most High is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. 1 John 5 verse 3. It says, for this is love, right? Because everybody wants to talk about love, 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 love. But nobody really wants to get into what love is according to the Holy Scriptures. This is the love of the Most High God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So that's the definition of love according to the Bible. There's a second definition, 2 John 1 verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is the commandment, that as you have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. There you go. Let's read that again. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. And this is the commandment that ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. So there's another commandment that this Decepticon had been breaking. Let's get it. Um, Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5 says this. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh thy God. Read that again. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5 once again says, The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto Yahweh thy God. So this person got judged for transgressing the laws of the Most High. You know, the Most High could have taken this person straight into the spiritual realm in that situation, but no, he decided sometimes death is the more merciful option. You know, this Decepticon, the Most High isn't finished through tormenting this person, because he's basically had them thrown under a train. They survived. They have to have both their legs amputated, but the Most High isn't finished punishing this person, because, you know, this earth is the place of judgment. You know, in the spiritual realm, when people die, they're at rest, they're at peace. But here's the place of judgment, so who knows? This person might be reserved for nuclear fire, man. This person might be reserved for getting run over in a truck, squashing their head like a watermelon. Who knows what judgments the Most High can bring to further punish this person? But all we do know of a fact is that the Most High is the King of terrors. Let me get that precept. You don't want to mess about with the Most High, man. Most High God Yahweh is not a power to be played with. This is Job 18 and verse 14. Job chapter 18 verse 14 says, His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the King of terrors. Yahweh is the King of terrors, man. And that's not a light title, man. You know, you got people who have these titles in the world, like, you know, the King of Sting, or, you know, the Master of Disaster. The Most High God, Yahweh, is the ultimate Master of Disaster, man. He is the King of terrors. And that's not a light title. We meditate on it for a second. Yeah, right. Terror is a terrible thing. It's a terrible feeling to feel terror. But someone who's the king of it, not the how do you call it? Not the second in command, not the overseer, not the underling, you know, not the understudy, you know, not the postgraduate, not the CEO, but the King of terrors. Look, man, a Most High Yahweh is without equal when it comes to judgments, man. And his judgments are always pure, right, and perfect. But, you know, he can do things in terrible ways because he's the Most High, man. And his ways are beyond searching. So you don't really want to be messing with the power has a title, which is the King of terrors. What have we got else here? Is there any more to say on this? Yeah, there's a bit more to say. Let's dig into it. Speaking to Giselle about the incident from his hospital bed, the man explained, I was really focused on getting to a gender-affirming appointment, which is more madness of Babylon. And that was what my mind was set on. He explained, I gave cues to other people around the station, people that were bystanders. I kept trying to make eye contact with people during this situation. I tried to locate the nearest cameras and look up at the cameras to get someone to realize I felt unsafe. Those were the tools that I had, that I felt like I had, and those two tools failed. Yeah, because you know what? The only hedge of protection that you would really have is the protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai isn't with what you're doing, and it was his intent to bring judgment upon you because of what you were doing, that's why all them so-called safety measures failed. Because who can resist the power of the Most High? He is the Most High. He calls the shots, man. Not fucking Esau and his stupid police system. They don't run shit, man. What did Yahweh Shai say to Pontius Pilate? You have no power over me except that which is given unto you from above. So, all power comes from the Most High, right? The suspect, named by authorities as Christian Valdez, fled on foot but was later arrested in Brooklyn. He went to meet a parole officer but was instead met by NYPD, according to New York Post. A GoFundMe campaign to help the victim. This isn't a victim situation, This person done wrong. They were a criminal and the Most High punished him. A GoFundMe campaign to help the criminal and help cover his medical expenses has been set up, and at the time of writing, $47,282 has been raised out of a $75,000 target. One recent donation is for $10,000. People got money to. Hey, you people that funded this. There's a punishment coming for you because you're like the people in Sodom and Gomorrah. You're like Lot's wife. If you fund this, you're like Lot's wife. Because what was Lot's wife told not to do? Flee the city of Sodom and Gomorrah and don't look back. But what did she do? She didn't heed unto the words of the Most High that was spoken by the angels that led Lot out of the city. She thought, I'm going to look back. Why did she look back? Because she had empathy and sympathy for all those people getting destroyed and judged in Sodom and Gomorrah. So what happened to her ass? She got turned into a standing pillar of salt, which is still there to this day as a monument to an unbelieving soul. Let's get that. Where are we at? Let's just find it. Wisdom of Solomon 10 and verse 7. Put it up here. Let's read Wisdom of Solomon 10, starting from verse 5. It says, Moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous and preserved him blameless. That's speaking of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah. Wait me a second. Because the scriptures say Lot vexed his righteous soul daily with the ungodly conversation of the wicked. I believe it said he was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. So Lot was considered righteous. Lot is of the elect. Now the interesting thing about that is someone might say, yeah, but how can Lot be an Israelite if the Israelites are the descendants of Abraham and Lot wasn't Abraham's son, so how could he be an Israelite? Well, to answer that question, you've got to understand that reincarnation is biblical. So, while in that go-round, Lot was a contemporary of Abraham, being I believe his nephew, wasn't he? When Lot died, he come back through the line of the elect. So he come back as a descendant of Abraham. So he would be an Israelite, But at that time, he was a contemporary of Abraham because the Son of Most High wanted to play it out. But Lot was a righteous man. So, moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous, talk about wisdom, and preserved him blameless unto the Most High God, and kept him strong against his tender compassion towards his son. Now I'll say something else briefly about Lot. Although Lot came back in his lot as an Israelite, the Most High made a separation through Lot's seed and made them two separate nations, those being the nation of Moab and Ammon. So Lot's children, they're of another nation, but Lot, his spirit himself, he is an Israelite. He came back through the loins of Abraham, and he is one of the hopeful elect. So it says, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire which fell down upon the 5 cities. So that was the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, of whose wickedness even to this day the wasteland that smoketh is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit that never come to ripeness, and a standing pillar of salt is a monument of an unbelieving soul. So that standing pillar of salt is giving reference to Lot's wife, because when she transgressed the order and looked back at Sodom and Gomorrah, because she had compassion to it, she became that standing pillar of salt, which is still there to this day as a monument of an unbelieving soul. So my point is that if you was to send money to this Decepticon Transformers GoFundMe page, you're doing what Lot's wife did, and you're showing compassion to those who the Most High saw fit to judge for them transgressing the laws. I read it, Leviticus 20:13, Deuteronomy 22:5, I believe. Those transgressions of those laws, the Most High doesn't take those things lightly. There's a major transgression, sins unto death. So, reading on, the description on the crowdfunding site reads, in a devastating turn of events, a man's desperate attempt to escape his abuser, Christian Valdez, resulted in severe trauma and life-altering injuries. Pushed onto subway tracks in Manhattan, he faced the brutal reality. Yes, you did face the brutal reality of the Most High's judgment, but they're going to call it the brutal reality of domestic violence and the harrowing consequences of seeking refuge. Hey, what does the scriptures talk about refuge? Psalms 91, I believe. Let's get that. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge, my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. So we're supposed to run into the name of the Lord, which is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. That's another precept. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe. But this one talks about dwelling in this. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge. So this person who claimed to be seeking refuge was going about it the wrong way. It says, amidst his physical injuries, his struggle for safety and security continues. He urgently requires permanent, accessible housing and future medical expenses. These essential needs are vital steps in his journey towards healing and reclaiming his selfhood. What kind of fucked up madness is this, man? According to the Human Rights Campaign, at least 32 transgender and non-binary people were fatally shot or killed. Now, this is all very interesting because what I suspect I can't say of a certainty because I don't know the intricate details of this case, but it's a very possible thing that some of these Decepticon Transformers have entered into relationships with men who believe themselves to be straight men, and these men might not have the same level of spiritual discernment to see that these are really Transformers, robots in disguise, masquerading as women, and they get into a relationship. And then when they eventually find out that they've been deceived they've been lied to, that they've been dealing with a Decepticon, these guys lose it. And then they become spirits created for vengeance. So then they might end up shooting or pushing the transformer onto the train track, or, pushing him in the road, or doing something to get revenge because they feel like they've been lied to. And they're disgusted by the fact that they have, just soiled themselves by dealing with someone that is of the same gender in disguise. So that could be a possibility as to why these things are happening. But at the end of the day, it's all the judgment of the Lord, and that's all you need to know. Who did it? The Most High did it. He says, I wound and I heal. I kill and I make alive. Neither is there any God beside me. So according to the Human Rights Campaign, at least 32 transgender and non-binary people were fatally shot or killed by other violent means last year. Furthermore, 84% of those victims were people of color, while 50% were black transformers. Now, that's the end of the article. So, at the end of the day, this ain't rocket science, man. The Bible tells you what you should and you shouldn't do. The consequences of adhering to the words of the Bible is that you'll reap life. But the consequences of transgressing the laws of the Bible is that you'll reap death. Because what does it say? For the wages of sin is death. So we've been given a rule book. If we adhere to it, it'll go well with us. If we don't, these are the type of things that the King of Terrors will bring upon us. So with that, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of great Muslim and rule well. Shalom to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel, and the rest of the elect destined to be saved. And I will catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.